Hello everyone, I'm Alex at Vending Machine Support. In this video, I'm going to go over a very oddly common issue that's very easy to correct that I've come across on both new and seasoned vending machine operators that are operating AMS vending machines. So let's get started. Now the issue I'm talking about is having to deal with the alphanumeric and the numeric numbering system found on AMS vending equipment. Now when AMS first came out, they had a machine called a Sensit 1, or their control board was a Sensit 1. Now this board and machine utilizes an alphanumeric numbering system. And that was where you wanted to make a selection, you would press an alpha key and then a numeric key, for example, A1 or E1, something along those lines. Now, later generations of the machine, usually when they moved into the Sensit 2, probably about the mid-range of the Sensit 2 models, they swapped from the alphanumeric and went to strictly numeric. So for example, the machine behind me here is a Sensit 3 control board, and it's using a numeric numbering system. That is, all the selections are fully numbers, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, etc., etc. So the problem comes in is when you've got a control board that was set up for alphanumeric and you stick it on a numeric-based machine. What do? Well, the great thing is that AMS actually include an option to you configure the control board to be either alphanumeric or numeric. And this is going to be from the Sensit 2 onward machines. The Sensit 1, you did not have this capability because at that point they were not thinking about moving to a numeric system, numbering system on their machine. And what the problem happens, and it happens so often a lot, and I think most of the time when it comes up is the operator is getting into tray setup possibly to test vend their machine, to test a few selections, and they start hitting some keys and don't realize they've actually switched over from a numeric to alphanumeric. And the symptom, so let me show you the symptom of this. I've set this machine up to fail what it is, and the symptom is that when you go to key in a selection, so let's say I wanted to look at the price of 10 on this machine, so I would need to key in 1, 0. So I press 1, I get 1 on the display, but when I go to press 0, nothing happens. This is because this control board is set for an alphanumeric numbering system. So the control board is looking for, it knows that, okay, here's a numeric number, which is 1 at this point when I was trying to hit selection 10. So the control board said, okay, there's 1. Now it's waiting for an alphanumeric button to be pressed, which does not exist on this keypad. So you can only key in one letter, or one number, excuse me. So that's the problem. Very easy to fix and very easy to get your machine back up running, but it happens so often. Again, I believe it happens a lot of times. You may have gotten a control board back from repair, and for whatever reason, the control board was switched over to the alphanumeric numbering system as opposed to numeric, or vice versa. If you just got a control board and your machine has an alphanumeric numbering system and you got the control board back from repair, you put it in there, and where they repaired it, they were testing it under a numeric numbering system, you would have the same thing. Your selections won't work. So let me show you how easy it is to repair this. First thing you do is you're going to need to open up the door on the machine. Now this is a combo machine here, Sensit 3, so you may hear the condenser fan running, excuse me, the evaporator fan running in the background. But the first thing you always want to do is you're going to open up the door, locate your service mode button, press that button one time, and come around to the front of the machine. Now you want to keep the door open because if you close the door on the machine, you will place the machine back into sales mode. So I'm going to go ahead and close the door slightly, but keeping it open. And here I'm going to now press the pound key to get to tray setup. And this is where most of the problems happen. Now, if you press your service mode button, you should have accounting data on the display. If you do not, you have some errors. So you're going to want to press 0 on the keypad to clear those errors. Once you have the errors cleared, we should have accounting data. At that point, we're going to press the pound key until we get to tray setup. So here I am at tray setup, and if you were to wait and look at the bottom row of the screen here, it's going to scroll across the options that are available to you under tray setup. Now what we're basically going to be focused on here actually is going to be button number 5, which is right next to button number 6, where I believe our issue comes up is where if you have I'll link to a video I have above about configuring motors where you can tell to see if your machine still sees all your vend motors, so you're pressing 6, but someone may not be paying attention, and they accidentally press selection button 5. So here, if I press selection button 5, because this is for the letter number configuration, if I press 5, and here on the top of the screen, it says letter. Here, 1 to change and the pound key to exit. So letter is not what I want because I have a numbering or a numeric numbering system inside my machine. So I'm going to press 1 to change that to number. Now, if you had the reverse roles, if you got alphanumeric, so your selections have a letter in them, you're going to want to change this to letter. If you have all numbers in your selections, this needs to be set to number. And once you're done there, you're just simply going to press the pound key, and now everything's going to be back up in operation. So let's go ahead and close the door on the machine and take the control board out of service mode. I'm going to tighten the door down so we engage the door switch. And then here, if I enter in a selection, I'm going to press 1, 0. And now I've got a price of $1.50. So my selections are now coming up. I can now enter in dual selections. So you can see that if you are replacing your control board, are you doing any sort of troubleshooting on your machine, specifically if you're following my guide in my video about motor configuration or tray configuration or motor configuration under tray setup, which I'll link above again, is if you accidentally press a key and it jumps you over to the letter number and you're not paying attention and it switches over, and if you don't double check it when you close the door, then your machine is obviously not going to be operating at that point. So again, this is an oddly common issue, but very easily corrected. So I hope you found that information useful. And if you could, I really appreciate if you could like and subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification bell. You'll be notified next time I upload a video. Also, please check the description for any affiliate links I might have that will help support the channel at no extra cost to you. Until then, I'll see you on the next video. Take care.